Imagine avoiding opportunities and sabotaging your business all because you're overwhelmed. Let's talk about it. So, many times we don't even know or are very conscious of the fact that we are sabotaging our business, turning people away, not growing, not scaling because we're already too tired. So, I want to talk about some ways to get over the overwhelm and avoid it altogether if you're not there yet. Because in the early stages of entrepreneurship, mid stages of entrepreneurship, or in entrepreneurship altogether, it can be a lonely, sometimes if not done right, stagnant, frustrating, you name it, type of place if you don't have the right tools, the right mentors, the right people in place, and the right systems. So I want to give you a few so that you can avoid this altogether and start making some real money inside of your business. So the very first thing, and we might stay here, we might need a part two. The very first thing is your mindset. Some people come back to mindset after they make their first million. Great. But if you are one of those people that's stuck before you get to your first million, your first multiple six figures, then it is mindset that you should be focusing on. A lot of people will focus on, if I could just hire this, if I could just hire that. And sometimes it pushes you up a few, but it will always come back to mindset. So if you're in a place where you're already feeling some pushback and resistance in your pockets, in your bag, in your revenue, focus on mindset. So what I mean about mindset is literally what I'm saying. Your beliefs about the money you're able to make, your beliefs about if you can even make money, your beliefs about entrepreneurship, and not what you think you believe, what you truly believe. This is a very deeper inner work that needs to happen. And a lot of people don't like talking about this. But this is a work that has to happen. If you're going to elevate past the point that you are, you literally have to think completely different than you are used to thinking. So even if you do some surface work where you understand what type of leader is required at the next level, what type of financial management is required at the next level, what type of person, and I'm trying to hold it, what type of person is required at the next level to have the money you desire, you're going to have to become that person in order to have those things. There's parts of you that's causing the pushback, that's causing the sabotage, that's telling people, like some people will say they don't have enough money and they won't change their prices. Some people say they don't have enough money and take a bunch of days off or do subpar work, won't raise the standard of their work. That's sabotaging. That's sabotaging. I'm always learning. I'm going to a conference in a couple of weeks. I pay to go to other people's conferences. I buy other people's books. I learn different skills to grow my own book writing, podcasting, content building. If you're not doing that, and it doesn't require work. Remember I said mind. But who do I need to be? Because even if I'm hiring people, I need to understand who I need to hire and if they're actually doing the work I need. So focus on your mindset. Read more. If you're trying to be one of the wealthy, that top 1% or the top 25%, because I know y'all heard about middle class now. And them dollars is different. They hitting different now. If you're trying to be one of the top 25% or above 250,000, let's just stay there. Above 250,000, which they say you need to be at the upper middle class level, then you need to become the people that make above 250,000. You can't keep being Kiki that hang up the street. She might not make 250. She might. But is she keeping it? Is she managing it? Is she reinvesting it? Those are some of the things if you ain't trying to work all the time. So that would be number one. Mindset shift. I have my notes. Cultivate growth. A mentality of growth, scaling, and abundance. I'm literally working on something right now where it's blowing my mind, the level of stuff that I'm able to manifest. I'm starting to feel like one time Oprah said, I have become an amazing manifester. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I really think I have learned many of the qualities and skills needed to be an amazing manifester, but I've doubted myself. So I'm learning. Number 2, if you want to stop being overwhelmed and become an achiever. Let's say we want to go from overwhelmed to overachiever. Somebody called me an overachiever the other night. I took it as a compliment. The second thing you need to do is planning. I have a whole series on planning. Go and listen to it. Planning out what you want these things to look like. Planning out who you need to hire in order to have them happen. Planning out what technology you need to acquire. Planning out what software, the content, your management. All of these things need to be planned out. I post a lot because we literally plan it out months, if not a month in advance. So stuff you're seeing, we have planned out for you a long time ago. Even down to what I podcast and go live about. I have pages of information. I'm like, okay, I need to go in order. Okay, this is what I'm feeling. So now I'm going to do a series on that. You need to plan out what success looks like. You can become successful by accident. I don't believe, this is my belief, you can stay successful by accident. So let's say you stumbled into success. Now you need to learn how to plan very quickly so you can keep that money. So plan, define your goals, define your vision, and write out what needs to happen for you to get there. That's another conversation. So that would be number 2. Prioritize and delegate. So I'm going to use a small thing. So I have people that work with me. I'm streamlining that as well. But I'll use the social media manager, right? My social media assistant. So I would create the content. She would edit it, beautify it, clip it, caption it and stuff like that, right? And then she would turn it back into me and then I would schedule it. Real life. And one day I couldn't make it back to my desk to schedule it by the time she needed it for the next step. So I was like, okay, I'm paying this lady to do this. She's been working with me for a while now. Why isn't it that I've never given her this task that will probably be way easier for her to do because she's already in my back end editing, captioning, beautifying these pieces of content? Why is it that I'm then telling her to send it to me that I can then send it back to her? That don't make no sense. So I said, look, this is what I need you to do. I need you to schedule these for me. Put them in order, put them on the calendar, schedule them for me. It seemed like it might have took her 30 minutes. I literally be having one calendar on my desk, the content in front of me, looking at, overthinking it. Whole reason I'm hiring people is to delegate. Learn to delegate. Learn to delegate. Learn who you need to become to have employees and consultants to delegate to. So we're going back to number 1. Many of you need help inside of your business. There is no way around it. A lot of you are saying you can't afford it. That's not true. That's not true. If you're making money in your business, you can pay somebody to work one day. That one day might change your life. Even if it needs to be a virtual, everybody's doing virtual now, a consultant that comes in and they give you 20 hours a month. And let's say they help make you more money. Let's say they just cover their salary in the beginning. And then that money grows after you learn how to strategically plan their task. Learn to delegate. The 4th thing that I would suggest, if you're wanting to go from being overwhelmed to achieving successful, abundant, stop sabotaging, stop avoiding opportunities, would be systems. I don't know if I said this, but systems. You need to have systems. I got so many systems. I need more. That's the thing. Cat Williams had a joke where he said, if you don't have no haters, you need to get, I'm going to make up a number, 3 by summer. If you got some, you need 10 more. I don't think there is enough of those. And let me tell you why. I'm not talking about systems just for the sake of systems. I'm talking about stuff that you're doing or paying people to do that can be automated and done virtually by your software. You pay somebody to set it up one time and it's done. You need to refresh it every couple of years. We have a system that once you buy Money Management Entrepreneurs audiobook, it sends, you think I'm sending that to you? I'm not. So when you go on my website to purchase Money Management and Entrepreneurs audiobook, which has a lot of this great information in it, just want to say that, you go on there, you purchase it, and I don't have anybody that's sitting there at 1 o'clock in the morning when a lot of people like to buy because they're thinking about different things, pondering in the middle of the night, saying, oh, let me go and find this file and send it. No, we have a system that literally says, oh my God, thank you so much for purchasing this. I've designed many parts of the system. And then it sends you the audiobook. And then a couple of days later, it checks in on you and says, well, how are things? You need anything else from us? Well, here are some more resources that could be helpful while you're reading this book. That's a system. I have a system for booking. I have a system. And I know some people say, well, oh, how you do that? Become a client, because I tell my clients about it. One of the tasks in 2024, one of my clients wants to build out a whole funnel. We do that. So I have a system when you book, whether you book a call. So you come in, you want to do a consultation with me. I'm not sitting there going back and forth giving you my dates and my times. It's so annoying now when people meet me and they have my phone number and I be like, just here's this link. There's a link, you go, it syncs to my calendar. The calendar tells you when I'm available. You tell it what time you want on that day. You put your card number in, which I never see because it's a system. It's linked to a third party, some card company that I have worked with for many, many years. Takes your information, processes your payment. I don't know anything until it pops up on my calendar. And then we talk. I might send you an email, but we have a system for that tells you what to expect. You need systems. You need systems. If none of those systems are in place and you provide services, schedule a call. You need systems. So that helps get rid of a lot of overwhelm. Like I said, I'm not sitting there with my calendar trying to book people. Many times people book on the website and the first time I meet them is when we're on a call together. You need systems. And then it helps with efficiency. Some of the stuff that y'all paying people to do. I know one thing that I was paying, let's be honest, I was paying $1,500 a month for. I found out later there was software that did it better and hassle-free, which was probably the software the person I was paying $1,500 was using. No hate. I'm that type of person. And I stumbled on it. Excuse me. And I stumbled on it. So have systems. You need to streamline for efficiency. Efficiency kills procrastination. Efficiency kills sabotage. Efficiency kills lack because you are operating in excellence. And then I'm going to choose one. The last thing that I'm going to offer, I have a list of others. So like I said, we probably have to do a part 2. The last thing I would say, if you are feeling overwhelmed, you are noticing the sabotage, or this is the first time you realize you're sabotaging, you need a mentor. You can have a mentor in your head. You can have an actual mentor that you sit down with. Mentors can come in the form of you study a successful person and then mimic. And then one day you meet them. Some of the best ways to have a mentor is to hire a coach. I know many of my clients, they have jumped leaps and bounds in many of the areas. Income going up, ideas. Like sometimes I had a client a couple calls ago was like, I thought about that, but I was scared to do it and I didn't really know how to execute it. In one session, and I talk to her twice monthly, one of those sessions in a month, we literally mapped out everything she needed to do to execute that idea from start to making money. Period. Many of you need a coach. Some of you are stuck because you don't know how to do it. You might be really good at this component of your business and then everything else is a foreign language. Listen to podcasts. There are podcasts. There's one guy who does an Airbnb. He has a YouTube page. The amount of free information that he gives is amazing. Like, you literally feel like you invincible. He offers coaching, but he also gives information. Another person I follow on YouTube, same thing. My YouTube channel, same thing. Like, we're sitting here talking about something, about how to shift mindset, things that I do in my business. I'm giving you this for free. Like, we on a call. Find you a couple people that speak to where you need to be, not where you are. Where you need to be, study those people, and choose one to be your coach. And watch your business take off. Many of you don't have money because you're trying to figure it out. I was guilty when I first started my business. All of these coaches that came around during the pandemic didn't exist. It didn't exist. Keywords on the internet was still on the struggle bus. You literally had to buy paper books. Y'all remember those? And go to conferences and sit in front of people. And got, like, in person was a really big thing. I'm talking about this like 10 years ago. But now we do so much stuff virtually. Before, when I started my business, it's been quite some time now, I was going seek out the information, meeting with people, getting handouts and stuff like that, so I could learn